Welcome to League Queens.
I'm Coach Jane Foreman from Team Foreman Tennis and the Team Foreman Experience.
And I'm Kim Wanowich from Rallies and Rackets and lifelong league player myself.
Together, we bring you the coach and player perspective on everything from strategy and court drama
to the mental game, the wins, the losses, and all the laughs in between.
This is League Queens.
Let's play. Guys, we just want to have a fun conversation today. We talk strategy, we talk drama, we talk different things on our podcast. But today we want to get it to a fun topic that Jane and I have just been chatting about before we started. You know, there's drama in ladies league tennis. I make videos of it on Rallies and Rackets. You guys watch. Jane is a captain of her teams, and we are always laughing about the drama. And people always say, God, why is there so much drama in ladies league tennis? And we're going to peel back the onion today and really get to it. Why is there so much drama? And we know part of it is because everybody wants to win. We know that. But there's a lot of repercussions of the win depending on the dynamic of the team that you're on, depending on not what level, because it's not that. No matter what level you are, you want to win. But depending on that structure of your team, are you a states bound team or trying to be? How's the structure of your team with the captain, or is it the pro from your club like the way Jane does it? So I'm going to stop talking and let's just get to it. But Jane, you said the funniest thing, first of all, when we were chatting about this, the number one reason that you said why there's drama in ladies league tennis. Do you remember?
There's drama in ladies league tennis because anytime that you get more than one woman in a setting, it's drama.
Right.
So take a look at how many women are in this setting, whether you're playing a match, whether you're playing a practice, whether you're on a team, they're all women. And obviously there are more than two women.
More than two.
There's going to be drama.
And then it's a group of women playing another group of women. So first of all, just that, we know there's going to be drama, but it's deeper than that.
That's definitely like a nuclear explosion.
Exactly. So we know there's that, but there's a lot more to it. So let's talk about the different dynamics and how different teams work. That really does make whether you win or lose stressful in your life. So while we make fun of it, it is true that it creates stress. So let's talk about it.
Well, there's several ways, as you know, being a player, and you probably captained teams in the past or whatever, maybe you captain teams now. But if you captain teams, or if you have captained teams in the past, you know how the average team operates. It's a player from the team, and it's a player captain, and the captain makes the decisions of maybe who's on the team, and the captain decides who's going to play in the matches. Then you have another level of what maybe you ask your club pro or your director or whatever to help with the lineups. That's another level. And then another level, maybe a third level, is kind of how I operate. Even though I'm not really associated with the club, I am associated with my own club of Team Foreman Tennis, where I make the teams and I make the teams. I make the lineups and I decide the mission of the team based on the players on the team. So I'm the one in charge. And a lot of the women love that because they don't have the pressure, if they're the captain, of deciding who's going to play and not play.
Well, that's one of the hardest things about being a captain for most of us is it's our peers.
So deciding as a regular captain, player captain, deciding who plays is a lot of pressure on them amongst their peers, as you said.
Yep.
If I'm deciding who plays, I get the blame, and that's okay. Jane made the lineup. Jane thinks that's the best lineup. But I have the pressure of playing people and how many times I play people and making sure I can get the wins based on who I'm playing. And it's not perfect, but it's a nice structure for the actual players on the team.
So if we go back to what we're talking about with the stress and the drama, it literally starts in the very beginning, because if you're going to be on a team, you want to be in the lineup. So the drama comes because now you're in the lineup. You really want to win that match because we talked about this earlier. So many different things happen when you don't. You're the one who got to be in the lineup. you're feeling if you don't win, is your captain going to play you next time? You're feeling if you don't win, is your partner going to want to play with you next time? If you're the one who's in the lineup, you're thinking, are Sally and Peggy that aren't in the lineup judging me right now? Because we're a judgy group of people, ladies. So they're sitting on the sideline like, mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, and they're like, "Oh, she lost the last 3 matches. Why is she in the
Why is she
lineup?"
in the lineup?
And
So that adds
and
so much stress and
there
pressure,
is.
and that pressure, well, that's what creates the drama because whether you're actively thinking all those things and I mean, we're not all thinking about that every single match. You got to focus on the match. But if again you peel back the onion, that's the shit that's happening that does create the pressure and the pressure to get that W both for our ego. Always your ego is, I mean, nobody wants to lose. But I think it's so much more than just your ego. It's all of this. And that creates things that in different ladies handle different ways. And for some ladies, that comes out as crazy on the court. And that's where the drama comes. It's a
No,
pressure cooker.
I mean, there yeah, I mean, it is a pressure
The
cooker,
pressure
and it
cooker.
for all different reasons. I think that just to give some people advice on this, if you're transparent right from the beginning, and I don't do and I could just honestly say I'm not great with this because it's tough,
You mean as a captain, you mean?
as a captain and a coach. This team is designed to go to sectionals. And I make that even though I'm not great at it, but I'm trying to get better at it where I say, this team and I have the luxury of having a lot of players, so I make 2 teams, a developmental team and a sexually bound team so that people get playing time, lots of playing time. And then but I get stresses as well, like, "Oh, she picked her to be on the, stronger team, and why"
So even just proving yourself to get to be on the
Right,
team is
right,
stress for ladies in ladies league
exactly.
tennis. You
And
want
then
to be
so
on that team.
they have to produce,
Then you
and they
better the
have
heck
to
win if you got the spot on that team.
but you have to pick players or choose players that can handle that type of pressure. So you can only handle that type of pressure if you are experienced and you have a lot of match play in you and you start. So I build the teams based on a lot of different things and good, bad, or indifferent for whatever the reasons are. These stresses, like you say, cause all sorts of gibberish and chatter and crap and
Yes.
and people talking
Because
about
now you've got
everybody.
groups of ladies who are like, Jane chose Sarah to be on that
Yeah,
team and she didn't choose me. What the
I mean,
heck?
even if they don't like say it out loud, you know they're thinking it or they act
Right.
like they are. Captains have a very
Yeah.
difficult job on all levels, whether it's a coach like me, whether it's just a player's captain, or it's a captain
Yeah.
from the outside. There's captains that don't play on the team that captain the
And
team.
I think that your perspective that you're sharing as a captain and a coach, 'cause you're both, is really important for people to hear because I see it all the time on my teams when the ladies do get their feelings hurt. And hey, I have been that person before. 100%. I admit it. I've gotten my feelings hurt before. I'm like, what? I- And and I've actually had honest conversations with my captains before. I had one recently, and it's super helpful to be able to have an honest conversation with your captain and remember and hear what they're thinking about the choice that they made to help you not get your feelings butt hurt and realize that they were taking this,
And
this, and this into consideration because players that are listening to this, you're thinking about how hurt you are and you're not thinking about why they're making the decision that they're making. So if you have a relationship with your captain, ask them. It will help. And that help will take some of the pressure off of you. Because
I tell you, with all these captains that I have to deal with on a local level here in Miami, I'm kind of impressed in a way at their decision making and their knowledge of who to play in matches and their positioning. I think they're pretty smart, and there's a reason why they're a captain. So I'm gonna give them kudos for
but sometimes
doing
you just have
that.
to trust your captain.
So for the most part, there's some captains that I look at that will give themselves. This is the selfish captain, where they give themselves the stronger player and they put themselves a
Yeah,
lot in the lineups, even though
we've all
not
seen
only
that.
most of the captains are not the best players on the team.
So often,
I have found.
so often.
I bet they have a good insight on what's going on with their opponents. They do the insight, they do all that sort of stuff.
Right,
And I'm basing my lineups maybe a little bit differently, which I try to be more of a captain rather than a coach as well. I think if I can find the balance, I'll become better. But I'm looking at it as a coaching perspective. I want to put the the best physical pairings together and the best mental people on the court in the most important matches.
right, and sometimes the best pairing, one person's available and the other one's not, and so then one person doesn't get in that match, and they're not thinking
Right.
about, "Oh, that's why she didn't play me, just because the person I play better with is not
Well, you got you
available."
I like talk to the players before I make a lineup. It's like I don't make it like a dictatorship
Yeah,
where I'm like this. I'm like, "What do you think?" Because I like to get other perspective. And I talk to my some of my veterans on the teams, and I go, "What do you think of this lineup that, I go, I'm thinking of putting this one and this one because we don't have," and they're like, "Yeah, I think you should do X, Y, and Z." And so I don't do that on the chat. I do that maybe with 1 or 2
yeah,
people to hear something else come into my head so I wanna take a look at it from other people's views so
yeah.
I
Well,
don't
so
make a
that
mistake.
so that's a great captain, and I'm sure lots of people do that, and then I'm sure there's the dictators who are just like, "No." Uh,
Oh, yeah. I
but
mean, it's awful.
but the bottom line is getting in that lineup well, back up, getting on that team, getting in that lineup, and then proving yourself that, yeah, your captain made the right decision because you won, all of that adds pressure, which does add to that drama on the court. Now, hopefully you're not on a team where where you lose once or twice and they're like, "Oh, you're not good anymore." Hopefully people do your captains, your teammates know you and know how you play. But all of that does like it's poking
It
at
weighs
you.
on you.
It weighs on you and it creates drama. Just, it's like you're in a game of constantly proving yourself to your peer so that you can play and be on those teams. There's also different team structures we were talking about. Now, at our club, our pros don't manage our leagues. Like it's volunteer captains, they manage our leagues. But I don't know how other people work and how you work, but at some of the clubs where I live here in Charlotte, I can only speak to what I know about happens here, is the club pros do manage the teams and they are absolutely in the proper order. Like our teams, well, it depends if you're talking about a USTA team or our local league, which is called Queen City. They're all run differently. But if you take like our Queen City, for instance, ours are in generally sort of in order at our club, but not really because our pros don't manage it and captains do. But at some of the clubs, they are absolutely. Meaning, if somebody's on team one at their club and they're a 4-0, but their rating drops and now they're a 3-5, they're going to lose their team. So that rating drop
That's another pressure.
that's what I'm saying. That rating drop, nobody wants to drop their rating. Well, some people do. Some people wanna be, some people
That's a whole
yeah,
nother
that's
podcast.
all we'll talk about ratings, a whole whole 'nother thing. But the one point I wanna make about ratings is worrying that you're going to lose your rating, then worrying about if you get bumped off of your team is like a whole whole 'nother stress that creates the pressure, that creates the person about to blow on the court because maybe they haven't had a great season and they're already worried about
Yeah,
it, and now they're really worried
yeah,
about it, and then they start to lose, and then they start to act crazy.
yeah, and on another level, if you're on a team that is supposed to be state bound or sectional bound, because every area does it
That's right.
differently. You go to
We
states, we
do
go right
states,
to
that's right.
sectionals,
You do sectional.
and, we always playing to get to sectionals. Everything's about sectionals.
Let's talk about the level of added stress in those matches when you get to that level of states for some when we say states and sectionals at this we're talking about the same thing because Florida has sectionals where in other USTA regions it's called states, and we need to win states to get to sectionals. So it's a little bit different how we're both talking about it. But whatever, the level of
Same thing.
stress of playing in those matches for so all of these reasons is off the charts. First of all, I'm not a super stressed player during the season. I'm a pretty calm, confident player But I am not gonna lie, when we got to states and every match matters because if you don't win, you don't advance. And then you have to win your flight and then you go into the semis. Every match. You can't
Every match.
every match
I put
matters.
so much pressure on my
It was so
players. They have
stressful.
to be able to handle. This is we have talk. We call them garden talks because I always take them to a little garden setting, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. We won a match, but we didn't play great, and we almost lost it. And I'm like, "You girls, man, if you want to win, you can't be doing this." Da 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 da. And then on another hand, we rallied back. We played a great match. We win and we boost them up. There's a lot of stress on all levels,
So
but
stressed, and let me tell you, it is stressful if you're playing, but I think everyone on my team agreed it was more stressful watching the lines
I
that
can't
we were
stand it.
not
I
in
watch it all the
because
time.
almost we had a couple of lines, a couple of matches that were sweeps, but as we progressed, most of our matches came down to tie breaks. Being on the sidelines, watching your team come down to a tiebreaker, I think everyone on my team was like, I am literally dying right now. This is I said to
It's
my
awful.
friends, I had a daughter that played tennis and a daughter that did competitive cheer. And the competitive cheer was to all my cheer friends who still listen to me. I will never forget the level of stress we experienced with our girls about to hit that mat. And then it was like the most stressful 3.5 minutes of our parenthood. I mean, you're just like, please.
That's gonna be another podcast as to why people do that, but that's another reason.
I haven't had the level of stress since she stopped doing competitive cheer as I did watching our team's tiebreakers. It is so
So,
stressful.
I've watched, just, most recent this summer. I had 3 finals in our sectionals this summer. I had 5 teams at sectionals, 3 of them, 3 of them got to the finals. All 3 of them, okay, was up to a super tiebreaker, and 2 of them we were up match points in the super
Yeah.
tiebreakers. So talk about throwing up in my
It's
mouth
I
watching that.
mean, yeah.
I mean, because here I had the opportunity to have 3 teams going to nationals, and I had none because
So they
it
all were
just
up
slipped.
match point and they did lose
2 of them were up match points, and they
and
lost.
they lost.
Last season, last
I
year
think that just makes me cry.
last year, I watched a player double fault twice in a row to lose our opportunity to get to the finals. How do I watch that? And then she left the team because she was upset with me because I didn't hug her after the match. I mean,
It's a terrible, terrible position to be in. I will say,
so
so
I mean, as a
after
match
losing,
of losing.
it's so difficult. So
Yeah, so let's talk about this just for a quick second about from a coach's perspective of how to handle that. To peel back the onion, you said earlier, I start right away with league play, with local league play. This is a must win. This is as I know in the pressure situations. I create these pressure situations in local league play, playoffs, and everything it is to get to the states or the sectionals so that they become calloused to it, so that they become more used to it. So me as a coach, it's almost a joke on our chat because they go, "Jane, every match is a huge match." It is. Every match is a huge match, but I know the teams that are a must win, and there's so little wiggle room in our leagues. Once we drop a match or 2, then the chances are decreased so significantly to get to the sectionals. It's so much pressure on us locally.
yeah,
So I think that makes us better and it makes us calloused, and the
you
amount of
have to
pressure that
get
I
the experience on a
yes,
local
and so the
level to
amount of
manage this. I mean,
so that and that's the start of
yeah.
it. So that's my suggestion to create that environment early on.
So here's the bottom line is we play a competitive and stressful sport if you play it on a team that is striving for that level of getting to a state's sectional situation. Now, here's the other thing. Tennis doesn't have to be at that level. There are local leagues there. I mean, every place does it different. We play USTA leagues to get to states and sectionals, but locally, like I mentioned here, we have Queen City. I know like Atlanta has Alta. People, tell us what type of league you play on. Comment on these podcasts and tell us because it's different everywhere. And if you're playing on a team that is just a great team and you don't have these big repercussions of going to states, it doesn't have to be this stressful. Just winning, because again, back to we all have egos, we
There
all want to
these
win,
social leagues.
but you still want to be in the lineup. So I'm not sure if being a part of this sport, there
These
is a way. I'm not sure if there's a way to do it without some of this, of the pressure, whether you care about the pressures.
If you're playing in a competitive
It's a
sport,
competitive sport.
then you're gonna have pressure, and you're gonna have pressure breeds drama, and
Yeah,
that's
that's the
kinda what
bottom
we're
line.
talking about. I don't care if you're
It's the bottom
playing in
line.
a USTA, I don't care if you're playing in a
Yeah,
city league,
it's
we
just
call
not
them
going to matter.
social leagues. I call them chicken salad leagues where, you have,
I think that's
your
inner
club
club. I think
matches.
that's inner club is chicken salad. Then you have like
I
chicken
call them
salad
chicken salad.
after. Yeah, everybody eats lunch.
Yeah, chicken Yeah, "Well, ladies, great match.
Oh yeah,
Love, love, good luck, ladies. Oh, great match. They're
they're
serving
serving
chicken
chicken
salad
salad.
at
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
club."
There is inner club.
That's why I call it chicken salad club. So, we have that here. We have it I think that's everywhere. So, I don't care what anytime you put a score on it,
Yeah,
I have my ladies fighting it over it in clinic. So, anytime you put a score on it, anytime you put any type of value on it,
that's right.
you're gonna have
There's a
drama.
so
You're gonna have
back
drama.
to what you first said. If there's a group of ladies, we have this. If you put a score on it, like you just said, if someone else is dictating your play, the captain, whether you get to play or not, you're not in control of that. The captain is. So you want to be the one that they put in the lineup, the one that gets to play on the good team. Like every bit about it, it is an amazing sport. We love it, but there really is no way to dilute that it is a competitive sport. And that is going to create drama because it's between
Get
groups
get
of
to
ladies,
get
a group versus a group. Yeah. So what do we do? All right, we've said all this. What do we do?
You gotta have some self-awareness. Have some self-awareness. Know your level. Know where your what your role is on the team so you don't get upset if you're not in the lineup. Understand it. Trust the
Yeah, I
process.
love it.
Don't cry if you're not in the lineup. Sorry, Kim. Don't I mean,
I teared up. I
I
when I
know,
wasn't
but
in my final. I admit it. I did.
I'm horrified. I'm like, "Stop crying," because they're so emotional,
We're so
and I'm like, "You
emotional.
can't you can't. You gotta stop crying."
Well, that's
Um,
another piece of it too. We are emotional beings. We are ladies. We are emotional beings. How
I
you're
know,
supposed to
but
do
I'm
all this
like
without a little bit of tears and drama because we're
and
emotional.
keep working on your
Keep
game.
working on your game.
I had somebody come up to me the other day, "What can I do to get more playing time?" I love that.
I
So
love that.
that person wants to be in, wants to get better, and then I can have a normal conversation with
Yeah.
her. But if I can't have normal conversations with people who are talking behind your back, are doing all this crap, who are
Yep.
saying all this crap, who are causing problems on the team. And if there are people like that, there's my suggestion. Get them off the team.
It's not helping anybody. I agree.
So that's my suggestion.
Love it. Those are guys. Rewind to what Jane just said because listen, we're laughing at it and we're admitting it's a very competitive sport, but we love this sport. We're not trying to be negative about it. We're trying to be realistic about it and give you what Jane just gave you, great suggestions. I think that awareness is so important. And I want to say something quickly and then we'll end about know your level. Everybody wants to play up, play up, play up. Well, that's a really difficult thing to do if you really want to
Win.
win and be in your lineup. Why do you wanna play up? I'm not saying sandbag, because God knows there's sandbaggers out there.
Play at your
Play
level.
at your level,
Play at
and if
your
you're a
level.
really great 3-5, stop whining that you're not gonna be a 4-0 because be the 3-5 that is confident in winning and gets to be in the lineup. If you're a confident 3-0, play 3-5 to get better, don't get me wrong, but but be happy and confident at that level so that you are building more and more confidence at that level will help you. But I feel like there's so many people that are also cutthroat because they just want to get bumped up. They just stop living for that and enjoy the level that you are and be on a team.
That's a whole
It's
other
a whole nother
podcast.
podcast, but it does play into the stress and the drama
Yeah,
of where
sure.
okay. So that said, I think we've peeled back the onion on why there's drama in ladies league tennis. It's a
Yeah,
stressful sport. I hope this made you laugh and you guys got a little bit out of this and maybe some things to do to manage your stress. There's also just like take a deep breath, guys, because it is supposed to be fun and enjoy the camaraderie and put your ego aside, which sometimes is hard, and just remember we're really lucky that we have the skill at whatever skill you are to play this amazing sport. Anything you want to
yeah.
add and we'll
I'm just gonna say that, anybody that's causing you any stress other than the actual game is get them out of your life, get them off the court. We don't have much time to play tennis. Everybody's busy. I just hit it right in the head. I'm like, get them away from you. Don't put yourself around it. If there's a captain out there that has people that are that bad apple, get them off the team because
yeah.
one bad apple spoils the whole
Right,
bunch.
it's stressful, and you're not helping your captain or your team
Yeah.
by being ugly about it. So this is awesome. Guys, thank you so much for listening to our brand new podcast, League Queens. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at League Queens, brand new Instagram site, so you can see clips and know what's coming next and not miss another podcast.
Yeah, this is on Apple and Spotify, and,
And
you're
YouTube.
gonna also yeah. So, with our Instagram accounts, please follow Rallies and Rackets, it's an awesome account. We became friends on that account, and all the fun drama and all her merch that she sells is a lot of fun, and please follow Team Foreman Tennis to learn all your great strategies and my stupidity of maybe making fun a little fun of people and
Perfect.
learn all about the team foreman experience about coming to Miami and me coming to you to help you grow into the best player you can
I
be.
love it. That's right. If you want to see all of this strategy in action with the real live ladies that Jane is quite honest and blunt with, then absolutely don't forget to follow Team Foreman Tennis. And we'll see you guys next time on our next episode of League
Okay.
Queens.
Take care. See you soon.